Hello guys, welcome to the Train Parrot. 3 hours ago, I told you in 45 minutes, the 4-hour candle is closing on this breakdown that you can see on the screen. I put my target to 71.8. That was the support of this current structure. And as you can see, the RSI not only touched the support, but also broke it. In today's video, we're going to look into the implications of this massive breakdown on the 4-hour chart. I'll give you a quick overview of the daily. I think it's very likely that the RSI is going to come and fill this new channel currently in formation. Notice what aspect is this taking. I'm going to cover all of that. I'm going to tell you about my targets in terms of price for this daily breakdown. Guys, if this is the kind of content that you like to watch, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, enable the notification bell, and 2 things that are the best that you can do for this channel. Watch the video until the very end, and do not go anywhere without leaving me a comment down below. I will answer all your comments. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date with these things, guys, sometimes I don't manage to record a video so quickly and give you time-sensitive alerts via YouTube. So make sure that you're also following me on Twitter. My handle is Trading Parrot. I'm not only giving you the entry, the target, but I'm also updating you in the process. To be fully honest, my target was just to reach the support 52. I was expecting right after that to shoot back up to the top of the channel like we've been doing multiple times. I think this kind of breakdown around here can be a little bit more serious in the sense that it's way less likely that we come back inside that triangle. In fact, this is shouting for curving towards this area. You can see that the price is coming very close again to our CPR level at 69 point something, so it might be another bounce above support. Don't get me wrong, I'm not calling the top of the market here. I'm just trying to find juicy swings that we can take advantage of. On the daily time frame, if we end up closing with this kind of candle around here, which is an engulfing bearish candle compared to the green one, is getting close to be double the size. And even though here we ended up having a very bullish candle, I wouldn't like to see Bitcoin closing in this way in terms of seeing more upside. As I'm recording the video, I'm seeing that we might challenge 70K. We will see. I wouldn't be surprised either if we end up doing just another week to the downside like we did here, here, here. On the daily as well, if we look at the RSI, this picture, I have seen it so many times on the RSI. Channel up, a head and shoulders, formation to a channel to start filling the area to the bottom. If we interpret this as head and shoulders, the target will be roughly 51 RSI on the daily. We are in a heavy uptrend, so that has a bias towards failing this target. You should appreciate I'm sharing the actual technical target, but on the other hand, the trend is your friend. So you're going to have kind of a 50-50 here. It's really tough to call out tops, but my responsibility is to share the patterns I'm seeing. The target of 51 is located pretty much at 63K. If we put a horizontal line here, we can see that there was resistance. There has been heavy support. We bought up this week pretty heavily right after a daily high bearish signal. So consider this like a flash sell that could potentially get to 63 just to head up higher. Considering that we are supposed to continue with the trend, 90% of the time we just continue the trend that we are already. We still have half of the month March to tell us whether this is again going to be another March that is bearish. Typically, second quarters as well are quite tough, but there is an election year as well in US. There are bearish things, there are bullish things. We have the halving, of course, many things that are bullish as well. But from the point of view of technicals, there is a lot that is bearish currently. So it's not going to be easy, this bull market, because it's full of anomalies and the bearish patterns are failing. But eventually those bearish patterns are going to end up playing out and are going to catch a lot of people with their guard down. For example, the top bottom for 14 years hasn't closed above this, and we are very close to touch it. Today we have 99% of people profit, at least a few hours when this was registered, and I have hardly seen in the whole history of Bitcoin 99% of the people in profit. Typically, there's a big amount of people that are in break even, not allowing this number to go to 99. The fear and greed as well touch 88. When you get into extreme fear and it reaches 90 or very close to 90, those are just the tops of the market. And those tops of the market do not last very long. I hope you are listening to that. Tops of the market are an opportunity to sell, not an opportunity to buy. After that, extreme greed is usually followed by a channel where the greed starts coming down. There can be still some higher highs on the price with some divergence against the greed and fear index, but what I will expect after a few days to maximum a couple of weeks of extreme greed and fear above 80 something is to start forming a channel coming down with that fear. We have the golden ratio multiplier that has never failed, and we are above a line that we were supposed to respect. And I seriously don't know if this is influenced by the price action, but as you can see, the interest into Bitcoin that was raging above 50 a few days ago currently has taken a big drop down. I'm not sure if this is a technical issue with Google Trends or it hasn't updated, but I have never seen it dropping so big in terms of the attention. Remember as well that a few days ago we had massive deposits from the largest holders. We did a full video talking about this, and it's just another red alert that you shouldn't miss. Let's have a look at the liquidity in the past 3 months. That's going to give us very good clues if there is a decent pullback, which ones could be the potential candidate targets for the price to reach. I'm not saying that needs to happen today, but it's good to take notes, especially if you are thinking to add more to your allocation of Bitcoin or to do some swing trading as well. In the last 3 months, the largest buckets of liquidity are located very low in the price. We can see some liquidity at around 60K and at around 65K. Let's reduce this to just 1 month. And in the 1 month, there is a massive invite for the price. Come and grab the liquidity located at 50 and slightly below. Nothing else compares to the amount of liquidity there. Yeah, of course, because that's where we started this run around here. So many people accumulated longs and they're still in profit. The active address sentiment indicator, we can see that we are starting to form a peak, which is usually constituted by this sort of shape that is very pinchy, and then we start forming lower highs here, kind of tempting to come back inside this channel formed by the red and the green bands. That is kind of the typical thing that we do when we are finding a peak. The only times that after a peak we continue going further is when we are already in the later stage of the bull market, right before a blow off top. Now that Bitcoin is coming down, it's really weird to be seeing that the dominance is again struggling with our resistance line at 53.54. We're back again below it, and if we remain here and we finally fail to conquer getting above it, which actually my expectation was to get to 57 eventually, but it seems like we are struggling too much with this resistance, and if we kind of fail here and we go to lower levels of dominance, then we should definitely expect Ethereum and altcoins to start outperforming Bitcoin. So if you're wondering who is selling today, you can see that the purple band is currently selling. And the largest whales, you can see that they have a big drop here, but as the price came back down, they started buying again. On the weekly, you can see that the largest buckets are all above the price. Very disappointing to see that there is no very significant amount of liquidity below the price. I think for the alt, the run has been magnificent. This is a lot to ask from the market. This is almost a vertical run. There was a move from 450 billion all the way to almost 800. That is almost like doubling the full size of the crypto market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, in just a few weeks. And yes, the S&P and the Nasdaq has been running up, and that's partially what is helping as well to support this move of Bitcoin to the upside. You have to admit that nothing can go exponentially exploding without stopping. And remember that the faster things go up, that also says a lot about how fast things can go down. And these are not words of advice or anything. I'm not telling you to sell your Bitcoin. People get confused. I'm mainly trying to prevent that people FOMO into something just because it's going up with no plan whatsoever. The time to buy was over a year ago. Entering now is just chasing the price. Of course, it can carry on going higher and you can feel happy that your portfolio might start to work, but the amount of risk that you're taking by entering here is enormous. And if you're new to the space and crypto, just believe me that crypto gives huge opportunities, and those opportunities are just taken by the people that have the patience to wait for them. Crypto tends to have 30-40% corrections, and if you just stand on the side and put an alert on TradingView to let you know whenever that happens, it's much better. And we are only 35 days, we're getting close to barely a month towards the halving. Bots are still doing great. I remind you that if you want to copy any of these bots, the copy trading link is in the description. The bots are free to copy. You don't need a TTP subscription. But if you happen to be a VIP member in my community, from my Discord server, you can ask someone in my team to reduce the fees to the minimum. And if you're holding any trading parrot from my OpenSea NFT collection, you can just straight connect it to our Discord server and then as well contact a member of my team to claim the discount in the success fee for the bots. If you want to trade Bitcoin, I do recommend that you open an account in OKX. I'm currently hosting this event with a pool of $100,000, and you can win a MacBook Pro, iPad Air, Apple Watch, and even USDT. All you have to do is use the link in the description and click the Join Now button. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.